Verein Südwind, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. High Commissioner, Südwind fully supports your opening statement, empathising with you and your office's feeling of exhaustion and anger based on the issues of asylum seekers and the world's general human rights situation. We, as well as the rest of the world, wept over the body of Ireland. Südwind are also concerned with the accelerated use of the death penalty in Iran. Around 750 individuals were executed from the beginning of 2015, yet this number is still rising rapidly. Our concern on arbitrary detention and lack of access to fair trials is that it is not only limited to journalists, bloggers and human rights defenders, but all prisoners of conscience in Iran. Mustafa Azizi, a filmmaker and author, was arrested in February 2015 after returning from Canada, being sentenced to 8 years in prison on charges of collusion, propaganda against the ruling regime and insulting the supreme leader. However, the sole evidence used are his social media posts. Saeed Razavi Ferri, a journalist and prisoner of conscience, began a dry hunger strike yesterday due to his unfair health treatment. As having undergone heart surgery, he was required to stay in hospital but was instead transferred back to prison shortly after. Just yesterday, a prisoner of conscience and union worker activist, Shahroz Zamani, was reported to have died in Raja Shah prison in Iran. The 51-year-old's cause of death has not been officially released, but in a previous letter that he had written to Dr. Shahid, the Special Rapporteur on Iran, he said that he had been given death threats from the security forces, fearing that if he were to die in prison, it would not be a coincidence. Südwind are fearful of the neglected healthcare treatment of prisoners, in particular prisoners of conscience. In Südwind's previous oral statements, we informed this council of the deaths of Afshin Osalu and Hoda Saber in prison, both civil society activists and prisoners of conscience. Their cause of death was also due to their health being neglected and not receiving proper treatment for their illnesses. Thank you.